Hey everyone, it's Will, GamerDad, with another video for you. So hopefully you're all enjoying the new update that features the Awakened Serene fights. Let me know in the comments below how you've been doing on them, and of course also let me know how you've been doing on the banners tonight. Now that being said, in tonight's episode of Should You Summon, we'll discuss the various banners that came out with tonight's version of 3.1.100. Again, this is an in-app update. This is not a Play Store or App Store update, so remember that as well. Now, if you haven't already, make sure you like and subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. I also do have a Patreon account for those who want to support me this way. So, of course, being that the main prize in this banner is going to be Ultra Shannon, then we can go directly into it and see what kind of Fateful encounters Sunlight Amber series provides. So, we do have 5 featured units: Beautiful Stranger Shannon, aka Ultra Shannon, Moonlight Flower Hismina, aka Ultra Hismina, ES Iska, Violet Lancer, as well as Suzette ES. And remember that Violet Lancer is, spoiler alert, Ultra Tuva. This is a paid banner, and you can only do it twice. Unfortunately, it is not a guarantee of getting the unit. You only get a 10% chance times 5, which means on the 10th pull, there's a 50% chance that you will not get one of these featured 5 units. And of course, that just means that you'll be pulling from all the other units available in the game. However, being that this is a paid banner, of course, the newest unit, Yakumo, aka with Kumos, is available. And you already know the drill. Although there are a lot of 5 stars and we can win on any of those pulls with the golden door sounds, we can easily lose with the 4-star losers and some of the 3-star, even bigger losers out there. So in this banner, of course, the value really depends on how much you value these 5 units, especially the newest unit, Ultra Shannon. And of course, Ultra Shannon, I'll go into that a little bit later. That really is the main value to this banner. I mean, as much as you like the other 4 units, they are a little bit older, and some people, you may already have forms of some of them, and of course, you may just not want them, especially if you have them in some form. So anyways, just quickly speaking, Ultra Hismina, I have not side graded yet. However, the main draw to her is she is flexible, and I don't mean flexible body-wise. She can adapt to any weapon type depending on the number of same weapon types in the front line. So for example, if she's on a team with a bunch of staff units, she becomes a staff user, so to speak. If she has a bunch of pierce units, then she'll be like her normal style Hismina with a bunch of pierce. She is a default water / unit, and so the availability of a unit to adapt to any weapon zone or weapon type is very, very useful, especially if you have a limited roster, and even if you have a powerful roster, that just allows you to streamline fights a lot more easily. ES Suzette, my waifu, have not side graded her either. However, her main claim to fame is the fact that she is a blunt zone setter. Not a preemptive one, but she can VC that in, and she adds the multi-hit boost very similar to the newer units like Lloyd and some other units out there that really boost her 5-hit attack and other units multi-hit attacks such as AS Hardy and other things like that. So in the right setup, ES Suzette can do respectable damage, and she can also boost blunt damage for other units based on the number of hits that you can do. Ultra Tuva, not much to say about that. 0 MP farming for the first turn for the entire team if she's in the front line. She can Awaken Zone, she can VC in for Earth Zone, and she can give Overthrow, which allows you to beat bosses a little bit more easily. She also has massive DPS potential, as well as dual debuffs and other things like that. Very, very good still, even at this point in the game. ES Iska is another unit I have not side graded. However, she is a great tank. She has HP shields, ability to debuff, and respectable damage as well. Not only that, she is waifu material with her thighs, which a lot of people do worship in the Church of Iska. So again, if you are missing, I would say 3 of them or more, and you really want them, then I would say that would be a very fair value banner to go for. If you only just want an increased chance of 10% chance of Ultra Shannon, you can do so as well. But, you know, everyone's money is limited. I don't expect you to be able to burn on every kind of Fateful encounter. And if that's the case and you only want Alter Shannon, you'd rather go with her regular Fateful, where you do have up rates on, her 0.8% for every 1 to 9, and then 10% on the flat chance on the 10th pull. And of course, unfortunately, standard things. Again, Yakumo is in here, and again, Kilkia is also in here. So keep that in mind. And that was an old one, I believe. So the real interesting thing is these 2 banners. So there are 2 banners. Remember that we saw the Fateful version of it where it's guaranteed. This one is a split banner, however, is not a rate up banner like those 1% times 5. This is only a 0.66, which is pretty standard, 3.6% if you pull on the regular side. And if you get on the 10th pull, it becomes, regular 3.3. And on the 10th pull, it becomes 3.6%. So these are not uprated 5-star banners, just regular 5-star banners. And the points remain the same as on the Fateful version, depending on how much you value those units. Again, this is not meant to be using to target Shannon, because the 0.66 and 0.72 respectively really isn't beneficial compared to the featured banner. Now, one thing I will say is that I think Japan got this banner a little bit differently. I believe Japan actually had the banner that had Alter Shannon as well as Yakumo, and I think my friend actually told me that, which is really, really surprising. I was saying to him, why would they have back-to-back Yakumo banners and not feature, Shannon in some form? And I guess for global, we do have a full rate up for those who want Shannon, 0.4 for the 4.5, 0.8 for the regular, and 0.8 for the Alter. And of course, she does have an AS, another style, Beauty Police. However, that is not uprated, only 0.001. Remember, if you do get the 4.5 or 5-star normal, you can side grade both to the Alter as well as to the AS. And so very valuable to have that extra 1.2% chance here. Note, Minolka and Tetra are here, and Ify is here. However, the newest unit, Yakumo, will not be in here. So keep that in mind in terms of tempering your expectations and trying to fill up the roster if you are missing him in any form. He is still available in a different banner, which we talked about in the last update. And again, we have tons of Rainbow Sisters in here that fill up the void even more so than paid banners. So should you summon? Well, as a review, she is as an Alter unit, she can awaken zone. She also is an Earth zone setter, and when she VC in, she can set zone that way, traditionally with a dual debuff, which is actually not bad, helps to protect the team as she sets zone. That being said, a lot of bosses attack on the first turn, so I'm not even sure that would be enough to protect you. Now, that being said, not only does she have that, she has a massive amount of potential for DPS. She has a single enemy, only one hit. However, it ignores target defense. So that doesn't pierce barrier. That's not what it means. What it means is the high defense of the enemies now becomes 0 when you're facing it. And so that allows your slash to do tons of damage. Not only that, it can actually help support your other team members if she's faster than them by inflicting 3 stacks of Elemental Break Earth. So against enemies weak to Earth, you can slash with this massive hit first, and then bring it to the HP stopper if you can do enough damage. And then you have the other units on your team do even more Earth damage to it. Of course, you can use units like Alter Tuva, which we see featured in one of the other banners here, or other high-end units. AS Serene, for example, is an Earth unit, of course. And we already have lots of other nice Earth units, both slash, like Alter Tuva, or Blunt, you have AS Mufa and so on and so forth. So lots of ways, and even as someone mentioned on my channel, one of my other subscribers, even Daisy can be used on teams like this. I mean, with the fact that she can preemptively deploy Earth Stance with a move, also allows her to really allow those first turn Earth DPS teams to really wreak havoc on the enemy, since she is the first unit to be able to do so. Earth or Earth Blunt was really lacking a unit that could do that other than VCing in for example, someone like Yifa. And even so, you are vulnerable on the first turn if you don't kill the enemy, or if the enemy doesn't kill you, right? So you can do a 2-turn AF, but nowadays we all know that 2-turn AF could be lethal to your team, unfortunately. One last thing, when she does Awaken Zone, she does boost herself, essentially capped boosting, so power and speed and weapon damage for sword up to 90% while awakened. And so, yeah, she is a one-woman wrecking crew. With the ability to set zone, nominal dual debuff when VCing in, and the fact of some offensive support with Elemental Break Earth. So if you don't have her in any form, I do recommend pulling for her. Now, some people would say, well, you don't really need Earth Zone. You could probably go get along with Slash Zone, and we have plenty of Slash Zone units. We also can use Slash Zone Grassland, and of course, there's other ways to kind of access that. And my counter to that is, there are going to be some fights where Earth or Elemental zones are better than weapon zones, and if that's the case, you won't at least be held back because you can 1-turn AF with an Earth zone. Contrary, if you don't want to spend money on this, you could use a 1-turn Flash Strike stance team, aka again, AS Serene is the featured free unit, which you can grind out to get that, and then you can kind of save your money and not summon Alter Shannon. I do like her kit. Very straightforward, very easy to understand, not walls of text or tons of things to read, big paragraphs. Just heavy hitter, zone setter. What's not to like? Anyways, as for myself, I do have Shannon in the normal style. I don't have the AS side graded, so I can still grind out the opuses. And if you caught one of my earlier salty videos, you'll know I'm 1/3 of the way, so not even bad. Hopefully get the other two within a couple weeks and have that ready to go for the next one, right? Anyways, again, good luck for all of you who are pulling. And she is a cutie. Some people are into that, and so keep that in mind in terms of extra value. Anyways, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.